What is up, guys? This is Alan here from the YGO Circle, and today I am going to be bringing you guys a brilliant Madolche deck profile. I ran this deck at locals tonight, and I had a lot of fun with it. Most fun I've had in a while, actually, because I've been running a lot of back row decks recently. And I just thought I'd change things up, and I picked up Madolche core last week, so I thought I'd run the deck. So yeah, let's get into it. I actually did really well. Went X1, so I'd say that this is not a bad list. Start things off, earn 3 copies of Madolche Angeli. Angeli is really necessary. If you don't know what she does, you contribute her, special summon a Madolche from your deck. So, Angeli, really good support for the deck that came out. Honestly, like this card, it's one of my favorites in the deck. Next up, we run 3 copies of Madolche Hoot Cake. Hoot Cake, if you don't know what it does, you can banish 1 monster from your graveyard, special summon a Madolche from deck, other than itself, obviously. But Hoot Cake is really nice, just doing the Angeli into Hoot Cake into Messengelato search. It's really nice, standard. Next up, I run 3 copies of Madolche Madolche. Madolche is the Stratos for the deck. When normal or flip summoned, you can search in Madolche Madolche. I don't really like using effects to special summoner because you don't get the search. It's just really nice to just open the Madolche with the Brilliant Fusion. So Madolche, really good, very nice. Next up, I run 2 copies of Messengelato. I don't know about running 2 of this. I kind of open it up more than I would have liked to, but just having 2 for plays is nice to have. So 2 Messengelato, it worked out okay. I ran 1 Mufoi. Kind of wish I would have had more, but whenever I did use it, I just kept recycling it, and it was there was no point in having more than just the 1. But still, kind of wish I would have had at least 2 in there. Probably would have bumped Messengelato down to 1 for Mufoi to 2. Next up, run 1 Pudding Cess. Pudding Cess is here just because we're running the Brilliant Fusion. Because with Brilliant Fusion, you can go into a la mode with Pudding Cess and Seraphonite. So we're just running the Pudding Cess because of that. Next up for our hand traps, I run 3 copies of Maxi. Maxi is kind of necessary this format, in my opinion, just because of what the meta is. Cosmo, Draco Pal, PK, BA. They're all really special summon reliant, so Maxi can either shut them down or it can just plus you so much. So yeah, next up I run 2 copies of Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler, I don't really know about this one in the main, because whenever I saw it in a matchup where it wasn't really useful, and I never saw it in my good matchups, or the Veiler good matchups, so I don't know about maining this, but it's just nice to have. Next up, for my Brilliant Fusion 7 targets, I run 1 Trick Clown and 1 Electromagnetic Turgle. Trick Clown, it's obvious. You just send it for your light target, and then you get a free level 4 on board. Turtle is something that I don't really see a lot of people doing, and if you don't know what Turtle does, during your opponent's battle phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard to end of the battle phase, and you can only use this effect once per duel. So Turtle, it's kind of acts like a pseudo damage juggler in a sense, to where you could just stop their shit. But I didn't really use it that often. The only time it came up was in the Cosmo matchup, and I fucking gave him the wiener. So yeah, that's my lights that I send. Then for my Gem Knights that I run 2 copies of Garnet and 1 Lazuli, or 1 Lapis, sorry. Garnet is just obvious. and then 1 lapis for Lady Lapis Lazuli. But I run the 3 Gem Knights because I actually run another card that you'll see in a minute when I get into the extra deck. I run 3 Gem Knight Fusions, so that's the Gem Knight lineup. And for spells, I run 1 Chateau and 1 Ticket. A lot of people were giving me flack for only running 1 Chateau over the night, but to be honest, I really only needed 1 of each, because in testing before a tournament, like, I usually needed the 2nd Chateau because they'd kill it and then banish it, then I'd have no way to get it back. But during the actual tournament, I only ever needed the 1 of each, and plus they're searchable with Messenger Lotto, so yeah, 1 Chateau, 1 Ticket. It was a good ratio in actual tournament. Next up are on 3 copies of Brilliant Fusion. Brilliant Fusion is ridiculous. In my opinion, this card should get limited just because it's so splashable, with Garnets being so just good, and the fact that Garnet and Trick Clown in a deck is just amazing. Seraphonite giving decks extra normal summon. This card's ridiculous, so I gotta run 3. Next up, we're on 2 copies of Instant Fusion. Instant Fusion's ridiculous too, because Norden is, by golly. This card should have got limited instead of Norden, but yeah, Instant Fusion, really good in Madolche. Next up, 2 Twin Twister. This card, like, the main thing that I was using this for was in case I drew into dead cards like Messenger Lotto, my Gem Knights, Magnet Turtle, or Trick Clown, and it didn't really come up too often, but whenever it did, it was a blowout. So Twin Twister's good. 1 Regeki for obvious reasons. Now for traps, I ran 1 Madolche Palooza because it makes your OTKs like crazy. This card was amazing. Whenever I played it, I won. So yeah. And then I ran 3 copies of Drowning Mirror Force. This card is the nuts. Nobody ever expected it. Whenever I flipped this, everybody was just, whoever I was playing against was in awe, and I just pushed their shit in next turn. So 3 Drowning Mirror Force, it's good. For 1-ofs are on 1 Vanities, 1 Warning, and 1 Torrent. There's just really good 1-ofs. That's it for the main deck. Moving on to the extra, run 2 Tiramisu. Tiramisu is a ridiculous card. You don't know what it does. You can shuffle 2 Madolches from your grave back in the deck, and then you can return 2 cards on your opponent's side of the field back into the deck. So it's non-targeting. Card's insane. Like, honestly, in my personal opinion, Madolches will always be relevant as long as Tiramisu doesn't get power creeped. So Tiramisu, amazing. Next up, 1 Alamode. Alamode, if you drop it with its full effect, with using Pudding Cess as a target or an Exceed material, like, you just win. Card's ridiculous. Next up, 2 Leviers. I couldn't find my own, so I was borrowing 1 Levier for the tournament. Personally, I would have ran 2 though, so 2 Levier. It's ridiculous with Hoot Cake. And then to go with the Levier, 1 Invoker. Invoker to special out the Messenger Lottos from deck, along with your Hoot Cakes and such. But Invoker was good. Then for the last rank 3 I ran 1 Nightmare Shark. This card didn't come up, but in theory, I just kind of wanted to have it to steal games, because that's what Nightmare Shark does. So just wanted to run it as a 1-of. Then for the rest of the rank 4s, I run 1 Dweller, 1 Castell, and 1 Emerald. These cards are really good. Dweller, just amazing meta card. Castel, best spot removal in the game in my opinion. And then Emerald to recycle back your Gem Knights and your light targets so you can reuse Brilliant Fusion. Also, just to recycle cards back to your deck, because that's what Madolche does. Next up for fusions, I ran, for my Gem Knights, I ran 1 Seraphonite, 1 Lapis Lazuli, and 1 Lady Brilliant. See now, I was running 2 Garnet and 1 Lapis, so I could go into Seraphonite, and then after I did that, if I saw a Brilliant Fusion again, because my thought process was I'd use the Brilliant Fusion and I'd only send 1 Garnet, so I'd still have a Garnet and a Lapis left in deck. So if the game was drawn out, if I saw another Brilliant Fusion, I could go into Lapis Lazuli and burn them for game. And then I just had the Lady Brilliant in as a send target for Lapis Lazuli. However, what I ended up doing most of the time, I'd Brilliant Fusion and send all 3 of my Gem Knights for this, and then I'd activate its effect to kill itself to special summon my Seraphonite, so my Seraphonite wouldn't be at 0/0, and so I could actually use it for battle phase if I needed to. Like, honestly, it was ridiculous. Like, doing that play was awesome. I'd probably keep the 3 Gem Knights in my main board and just drop the Lapis Lazuli. But it was still nice to just have it there as a safe backbone for a way to steal a game. And then I ran 1 Norden obviously for Instant Fusion. And then I ran 1 Chimera Tech because Clifford, Cosmo, it's annoying. Then in the side deck I side the Cyber Dragons, that's why I run the Fortress. But if you want to know the side deck, I ran 1 Core, 2 Cybers, 2 Scythe, 3 Sanctum, 3 Mask Restrict, Full House, and Chaos Triple. Sideboard is all up to personal preference though. If you don't feel like siding the Cyber Dragons, you could drop this for like anything. So yeah guys, that was my brilliant Madolche deck profile. I hope you guys did enjoy. This was, again, like I said, a really, really fun deck. I definitely recommend it to anyone that has not ever tried picking it up or playing it. It's very, very entertaining. Honestly, after playing it this week, I'd say it's one of my favorite decks right now. But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you have any feedback or suggestions for the list, please be sure to leave it in the comment section below. I hope you all did enjoy it, and please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. This is Alan from the YGO Circle, signing up.